I built a little empire out of some crazy garbage called the blood of the exploited working class. And they've overcome their shyness, now they're calling me your highness, and the world screams, kiss me, son of God. I destroyed the bond of friendship and respect between the only people left who'd even look me in the eye. But now I laugh and make a fortune off the same ones that I tortured, and the world screams, kiss me, son of God.
Those are some soothing pipes.
You look like Jesus, so they say, but Mr. Jesus is very far away. Now you're the only one here who can tell me if it's true that you love me and I love me. I built a little empire out of some crazy garbage called the blood of the exploited working class. They've overcome their shyness and they're calling me your highness, and the world screams, kiss me, son of God.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's very soothing.
Yeah, I got throat for days.
That's what she said. So, let's go straight to headlines. Woo! Last day of March 2020. Thankfully, tomorrow's April. I think we'd already know if it was going to be a Terminator invasion.
Yeah,
like
I haven't seen a single robot destroying anything.
So we can rule out that forecast, at least
sure.
for now.
Yeah.
So
Should buy us a good couple weeks.
We're healthy as far as we know. We've changed locations about 2 blocks from my house in James's print shop.
Yeah.
You can kind of hear a slight echo. We just wanted it to be more bunker-y.
Yeah.
My room wasn't quite bunker-y.
And I like the
enough.
color blue, so here we are.
Right, and I wasn't in the mood to paint. So we just changed locations. So we'll start with headlines. Holy horseshit. We are like 75,000 more cases than the runner-up. And we're testing like 2,000 people for every million. Right? Italy's testing 8,000. Just do those numbers. Do that math yourself.
Korea tested, for every 136 people was their thing.
It was
they did pretty good.
they tested 12,000 for every million. I just read all this. 12,000 for every million. 8,000 in Italy. We're doing 2. So we're testing a quarter as much as Italy, and we already have 75,000 more cases than the runner-up, Italy. So, yes, it is definitely a result of failed leadership.
Yeah, so stay in your bunkers a while longer.
Yeah. So any of you who were dismissing it as a democratic hoax, it's not. And, there's still a possibility that a pathogen could have a political bias. I'm not going to rule it out.
Yeah, it's the deep state. Bunker
probably
virus.
probably racist too.
It's coming at you.
Yeah. So anyway, those are the headlines, which are just really obvious, I think, to everyone else. And I think James here is going to do a report. He's going to do a report on some sports, or
yeah, man. This week in sports, no sports. All sports have been canceled. Shit.
Shit. That was a terrible aim. Were you aiming for the camera?
Yeah, I missed.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting fucking weird. Every day just keeps getting fucking weirder. Anything new? Have you left your house at all?
Hell no. This is it. It's the only place I go.
I'm on day 17, and the only place I've gone in the last 9 days is the liquor store, which I think I'm going to have to go back, which means I have to suit up, get the whole fucking hazmat suit on.
We've had friends dropping off our groceries for us, so, it's a lot of time outside the house, either gardening or bleaching groceries. That's the thing I do.
We just did that today because Liz went shopping today. Rachel's not shopping? Then
Not really. We're staying at home.
Yeah,
Seems like the thing to do.
She says it's weird. It's getting weird. You know what I think? Why is it weird? We're the fucking weirdos. Humans, we're fucking weird. Pandemics aren't weird. It's the way we deal with shit that makes us weird.
Yeah, a lot of people, all your friends with OCD and antisocial, that's all making a whole lot of sense. They were ahead of the game.
Introverts.
Yeah.
There was I saw a meme that said, what is it? Introverts what's the opposite called? Is that
Extrovert.
extro? Yeah, they're like, we need help. We're not okay. Like, reach out to your extrovert friends because they're fucking hating life.
Yeah, and they're not going to reach out.
You know, there's a lot of truth to that for me. I do spend a lot of time at home. I like to, and everybody's got their own thing. For me, I like to do shit a certain way when I do it. So a good example is like I play music. And I'll play live music, and I'll go to the band room. But I like to feel like I'm accomplishing something when I'm out in the world. I'm not saying everybody should, but for me, I'm at home most of the time preparing for what I'm going to do out into the world. So I come out prepared and kick some ass. And that's how I look at it. So like for me, it's like this is an extended.
You're just a mini prepper.
I'm not a prepper at all. Not with anything physical anyway.
Explain all that frozen meat that you carry around.
That was a gift. I got 2 boxes of fucking frozen fish and chips from a restaurant I worked at. And you know what? It's not really that good unless you fucking deep fry.
He says it's a gift, but like, you know, that's how they paid him. So
No, it was actually the true story is it was a terrible product that was falling apart and we couldn't serve it. So homie actually, I believe he got all of his money back and I just scored a bunch of free fish.
Salvaged fish.
Jealous? No. You know what? It's not even that fucking good. It's kind of like, it tastes like what it is.
Free fish.
Right. Shit. So let's see. I want to see how people are holding up. We're getting a lot of feedback from our listeners right now. So James and me, we're going to go through the mailbag and answer some of your questions.
Keep those emails coming in, people.
So right here, this is a question from the Port of Hood River, Kensucket, 53. And his question is, why are people so fucking retarded?
Good question.
Yeah, really good question. I've been wondering this too. And I'm going to answer your question, and it's not the answer you want to hear, which is the reason people are so fucking retarded is because they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, that checks out. I hope that's good enough, man, because that's all we got.
Ancient fucking wisdom right here. Ancient wisdom.
Breeze by Guy 69 says, wow, those beards are fantastic. How do you keep your beard so luscious? And for me, the answer is a mix of borax, gasoline, and styrofoam. Kind of mix it in there until you feel that burning sensation.
I thought it was the only one.
And then leave it for a while. And then it just kind of falls off. Sometimes the beard comes off with it, but that's the risk you have to take.
Huh. Yeah.
That's how you get that luster that I've got. So you see that.
What is borax? Didn't we have a conversation about this? Didn't you find like a borax dispenser from like the fucking 50s?
Yeah,
or
it's
some
soap.
Shit? It's soap.
It's
okay.
like that grainy, gritty soap that comes out of the weird like upside down dispenser thing.
Right. And you got the thing that you press or whatever and the shit comes out.
Yeah.
That's great. And so you're putting this
makes your hair really frizzy too.
You're putting this on your beard right now. Okay. Well, I got another one here from My Ball Sitch 99 who says, why do my farts smell like burning hair? I actually have some thoughts on that. And if you want to fix that right away, you're going to want to go make a smoothie. Habanero, jalapeno, fish sauce, and 1040 motor oil. This should clear that right up. I've been doing this for years, and it works for me. God, we are absolutely just rambling about complete fucking nonsense today.
Yeah, smoke coming out your ass is kind of a thing we're talking about today.
We're trying to keep our fucking heads on straight. Everybody is. This is fucked up times. We've got at least 30 more days of this shit. And if you see what's happening on the East Coast, they've got longer.
Yeah.
We on the West Coast, we were, I want to say lucky. I don't know if that's the right word. I'd say we were fortunate enough to have proactive governors who saw this coming. And no, they didn't do everything perfect, but
the majority of our population in the Northwest, I think, started hunkering down more than a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm on day 17 right now.
Right.
Yeah, because
there's still people out doing their thing, and they're gonna catch on. Maybe they need to be shamed a little more. I don't know.
I think there's 9 cases in our county now in Klickitat. Did you see that?
No, I didn't look
One
today.
death. They got 160. This is as of me coming down here. It's probably going to change when we're done. But
I
there's
feel like the curve in Washington has flattened more than it has in some other places.
yeah, and in Oregon too.
Really?
Well, because of the lack of testing, I'm not,
It makes it hard to know for
and
sure.
I don't really know. I'm not a fucking expert on that shit. I know that I watch the numbers every day, and we're at 5,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go by state basis, it's different than if you look at other states. For example, like if you took two states that were at 1,000 and then you looked at them 5 days later, we're actually doing okay. Does that make sense?
It does.
Those states that
comparatively,
those guys are up to 40,000 now, and we're at 5.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, the residents of Washington were kind of heeding the warning early.
Slightly proactive.
Yeah,
maybe?
well, the best we could be. Like I said, I just this might sound really obedient, but I follow the advice of public health officials and the recommendations, and also because Liz is a teacher, meaning since the moment our governor said stay at home, I've stayed at home.
Yeah, I believe his actual words were stay at home and stock up on whiskey.
That's exactly what I heard. But he didn't say how much, so this is becoming a problem.
We have one more listener comment. I'm not Trump. CVD19 says,
Suspicious name.
tremendous podcast. The biggest new thing that I only listen to. What does that even mean? Soon to be mandatory. Keep up the tremendous work. Thanks, I'm not Trump. CVD69. That's the best criticism I've ever had.
Something very suspicious about that post. I also used the word tremendous twice. Yeah, you did it, but it didn't actually, the camera didn't pick it up. I want to say something. This is what I was going to tell you earlier I'd like to talk about for a minute. And I might just be talking alone, but whatever. There's this weird phenomenon in our country right now that started when this dude took office. And what it is people don't have conviction in their arguments anymore. And it makes it really frustrating and unsatisfying for me to engage in a debate or a conversation with somebody who in 2 seconds will just completely abandon everything they just said they believed in. And this is on a personal level for me. I don't know how it is for other people. I mean, I have family. I'll just say that. And if you're watching this, you know who you are. That do this. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, Dave.
Well, they do the same thing where they suggest or propose something, and I give my thoughts on it, and then they're like, yeah, I don't care about that anymore. Like they never were invested in it in the first place. And that's kind of what our president's doing. He comes out, he tells the American people that this is a Democratic hoax. Months later, reporters are like, do you still stand by that? And he just says, oh, I never said that. Like gaslighting the shit out of you. But the whole point is, it's so unsatisfying to have a conversation or a debate or an argument with somebody who won't take accountability for the shit that they said.
The rest of the people that treat you like that or act like that, you would just mostly be like, I guess we're done here. Like you're not going to keep engaging in conversation with someone that blatantly lies to you every time you
Exactly.
talk.
And not just lies, like I said.
But we're stuck in a predicament here where that's that's our figurehead.
The 3-step thing that we've
So that's the new normality for now, apparently.
For now. But the 3-step protocol is that didn't happen. Okay, it happened, but it's not a problem. And then 3, okay, it happened, it's a problem, but who cares? Am I right? Isn't that the 3-step?
Seems to be, yeah.
So the point is, what happened to that
progression?
What happened to that first fucking argument? Like, the point isn't that you're a hypocrite. The point is, I'm standing here listening to you, understanding that you never had conviction in your first argument to begin with. Like, you're just saying words that have no value. If he called fucking Nazis, let me just get fucking pissed for a minute. The President of the United States called waving a Nazi flag on an American street patriotic. He said they were very fine people, literally waving Nazi flags on American streets, and said they're fine people. And if you come back at him and say, why did you say that? He'll say, I didn't. You have a video of it, hundreds of videos, millions of people saw it, and now he's gaslighting the shit out of you. And that phenomenon doesn't end with him. That's what I'm saying. These are the kind of conversations and debates I'm having with other people, where it's like they're just outright looking you in the eye and saying, you know what I said back there, I don't take ownership of it. Meaning
Yeah,
nothing I
five
say
minutes
has
ago.
value. Nothing you say has any fucking value if you're just going to jump ship in 2 minutes because it doesn't fit your fucking goddamn new fucking... Sorry, I'm done. That's it. I just want to go there.
Cool.
Nick gets mad about politics. Third person over here. Just...
Yeah, man, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You should run for mayor of... Where do we live?
We live in Bingen, and I've actually thought about running for mayor. I'm not fucking kidding.
I remember.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah. I mean, I can't state the reasons why it changed my mind.
I'd vote at you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I'd be able to accomplish. Would I get sucked into the vortex, you know? Would I become mayor and day one somebody slips me a paycheck and all of a sudden I
Yeah.
flip-flop on my morals too, and then I start having no conviction in anything I believed in 2 seconds ago?
Of course.
It's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. It just fucking drives me nuts. And I was thinking about it because I saw a video today of a reporter calling out Trump on that. Saying, you said it was a hoax, you said this, how say you? And he just tried to gaslight
just
the
said
motherfucker.
he never said that.
Right. He just tries to gaslight.
So why are you
like,
being so negative?
That's what he said. Why are you being snarky? And that's what's so funny is like he's saying his own quotes are fake.
Right.
That's some serious fucking gaslighting. You know what, America? If you're falling for it, you're fucking goddamn deserve it. Because that's blatantly fucking ridiculous
As
gaslighting.
a general rule, try not to listen to the news until the afternoon right now, because there's really nothing you can do about it in the morning, and it's a good way to set yourself up for a bummer of a day.
Some good
And I'm not
advice.
saying ignore the news. I'm saying give yourself time to get something done. Wake up and read a book. You remember books? Hey, we've been reading books, and there's some good ones to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's a shitty segue, but here we are. We have arrived. We're now in the book nook.
So James loaned me Cold Storage, and I read that. It was a short book, so I read it in 2 days.
I loved it.
Me too. There were some scenes in that book that were so fun to read that I read them a few times over.
Right, me too.
Yeah, and that's why. Well, I don't want to give away. Nah, these guys are listening to this. Aren't gonna fucking read the book.
We can not give away the ending. I mean, we can dance around the
The,
plot.
the part where with the old lady. To me, that was like my favorite part of the book because it just got so intense right in that moment. You're like, oh shit, oh damn, like how are they going to get out of this? And it's like, oh yeah, I should have thought of that. Like
the premise of the book, I think I can get away with saying is
yeah.
There's a space station that somehow gets there's a space fungus that can live in basically a vacuum with almost nothing and survive, and it gets onto a space station, and the space station crashes in the desert. And that's the beginning of the book. And once that fungus gets access to, minerals and water and all the things, it really takes a turn for the worse.
And it grows in the book. It's a fiction book, obviously. It grows super fast.
It's a cordyceps fungus, attacks bugs.
Right.
Each bug on the planet already has a cordyceps fungus that finds it, and it's a thing where the mushrooms grow out of its head and it climbs up and then it explodes.
Spores.
Yeah.
Basically, it turns the ant to do its will, and that's kind of what the book is. But in this fungus in this book. And I don't know if you overlooked that, but they sent the fungus into space because they wanted to see how shit would grow on space stations.
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's in the very
I don't know how I missed that.
Because it's in the first page. It's
I never read the first page.
No, I mean, it does kind of get lost when you're reading a book. You forget about, details of the first few paragraphs.
Well, you're not engaged yet. You're okay, here we go.
Right. So they sent the fungus into space because they wanted to study how molds and funguses would grow on space stations because they were planning to inhabit space stations. So what happened is it came in contact with other chemicals,
sort of space dust or something. New minerals or
and that's how the fungus grows. Like you were saying,
elements.
It takes elements and then bends them to its will.
Right.
So it can create acid and eat through shit to get to a host, or it can create whatever it needs to survive.
So if
given
you're looking
the elements
for,
that are around.
Man, I don't even want to say if it's got a happy or a sad ending because I feel like that helps give it away. If you just want to read a great book about the apocalypse during the apocalypse, not much better reading right now
than Cold Storage.
Cold Storage.
Yeah, it's really
super
good. And it's super short. It was 300 pages or something?
Do you remember the writer's name?
I can't pronounce it. Cope, Koepp.
I do know that he wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park and for
Spider-Man
Spider-Man 2.
yeah, a bunch of, and then it does read like a screenplay too.
It does,
the way
it's
the
great.
book reads. Yeah, and it makes it kind of. That's why it was so easy to read it fast too.
If they ever make movies again, I would imagine that this would be a movie someday. So
Yeah, it'd
get
be a
your
great
hands on
movie.
it before they totally ruin it and turn it into a movie.
And it's very relative to our current state of affairs. The oldest known organisms are parasites, fungus, pathogens,
Right.
and they're
Yeah.
they're not exactly related, but the phenomenon is somewhat similar. Like the way they grow, the way they seek out hosts, and where they have specific requirements for survival too. Like if they want to thrive, meaning like a pathogen would just, like one we're dealing with right now, would just drop dead because it's going between humans if that final person who had it was gone and isolated, if that makes any sense. Meaning it's more volatile and fragile.
Well, it dies with its host, basically.
Right, yeah, and if it can't grow, it dies. Like it has specific criteria for it
But
to
what if it could
flourish.
keep you alive?
Right, like that fungus. Right, and you're referring to that creepy shit in the...
No, dude, I'm talking about coroner zombies.
Right, coroner zombies. Oh, shit. Man, it's pretty fucking... Dude, it's seriously fucking out of control. 175,000 cases in the United States right now. Like, dude, that's fucked up. It's really fucked up. I'm fucking serious. God damn, is it hot in here?
No.
I'm like sweating.
Are you feeling okay, dude?
Not really.
Oh,
No, I've been
shit.
drinking too much. Not leaving the house. I haven't been active. I take my temperature every day. Seriously.
Yeah, I take your temperature every time you walk by.
I took my temperature this morning. It was 98.
I have a heat sensor for my screen printing stuff, so anybody that comes in my shop, I just point it right between their eyes.
Do you really have one? You have one of those guns?
I do.
Nice. Yeah, those are fucking awesome. I remember...
Yeah. It says not to get it near your face because it's got radiation in it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And that's what they're using to check temperatures right now all over the
Right.
place.
Yeah.
So Aaron got one of those for solstice so we could check the temp of the oven.
That's smart.
And
Yeah.
it's really interesting,
You could
too.
even check the temperature of the pizza if you wanted to.
If you wanted to.
If you want to radiate that pizza,
What was really interesting about it is
laser.
we're right on the tracks. I was wondering what would happen when a train goes by. Damn!
Kind of counting on it.
That's loud as fuck.
See what I have to deal with, people? I pay for this.
So what was interesting about the gun is you could see that the deck, which is which is what you would call the oven itself, the deck, the floor deck of the wood fire oven, varies huge. Like you could be on the left side and you're like 650, and you bring it 5 inches to the right and you're at 1,000.
Yeah.
Like that's why it's so fucking. It's an art to cook fucking pizza in a wood fire oven.
It's kind of an art to cook shirts too, believe it or not, because there's different.
You mean ink? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you got to get the conveyor to go at the right speed, so everything, goes to a certain temperature for a certain length of time, and it's kind of like cooking pizzas.
Right,
honestly.
very, very, very nuance based, and yeah, the guy who runs the oven, probably much like the guy, you running your machine, has to pay attention to all these tiny nuances.
I believe
and it's
that-
not even with thought either, right? It's more like just a reflex. Like you get to
Yeah.
know the hot spots,
for
and,
sure,
you just
yeah.
kind of do it just on automatic pilot.
I believe that Domino's actually makes pizzas with the screen printing method.
Yeah,
They just
do.
have a conveyor belt.
They
and
do.
The pizzas go by and cook
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, that's funny. We were just talking about David Chan, too, the other day about how the motherfucker likes Domino's. What's up with that? I love that guy. And then I just see him eating Outback Steakhouse, too. Like, what the fuck is that? What, you got everything cool?
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh.
I couldn't hear my sweet, sweet voice anymore.
Okay,
No, I got
sorry.
it back. We're good.
We need better equipment, but anyway.
Yeah, hey listeners, you guys got any extra equipment laying around? You just
Seriously.
email it to us.
Here, I was gonna, go. Let's think. Skydiver, your pants are on fire. And the rest of your clothes is glowing.
And
And for some strange reason, your nose is growing, my skin is crawling. Everybody's jaws are dropping left and right. Last cause came like a thief in the night with nice white teeth and a ta-dow. Long conversation. Fascinating feeling to spend months in your company. Never felt uncomfortable, even with my clothes off. Chilling so hard, my ass almost froze off. Everybody shows off, wants to look presentable, but the fact of the matter is that accidents are preventable. From the sound of the candy wrappers down to the handicappers, everybody's got to exercise a little caution. But every so often expect things to get hectic or technically difficult, and I begin to get skeptical, especially when the Canadian bacon gets sizzling. Isn't it a sin when the ceiling is invisible? We need new inventions that reveal people's true intentions. A portable pride protector, an affordable lie detector. Wild lifestyle has the tendency to intimidate, but that isn't your motherfucking invitation to imitate in front of my face. Spoke the gospel like an apostle, but on the other side of town, you got that stuff up in your nostril. Just for an example, we all want to live a bit, whatever, it's your body of water.
Why should I give a shit?
There's another verse to that, but I don't have a guitar, so I figured I'd just drop that.
Oh, that's good. I like
that.
I
got it.
That's fun.
Black and white rainbow, you know you ain't acting right. Game show hostess, stabbing every back in sight. It's time to thicken the blood, and make no mistake, I'm the stick in the mud, and I'm the kick in your pants, and I'm the lump in your throat, and I'm the hassle in your castle, gonna jump in your moat. Splash, hypocritical, condition to hospital, makes this mission impossible. Pretty much I got no impatience left, and as a physician, a doctor, it puts me in an awkward position, cause no magician can trick me, or lick me with a cattle whip. So what makes you think that you can sink my battleship? Now we ain't family drama queen, the camera's rolling, show me your swollen memories before the moment stolen. Slow motion Picasso wearing the wolf socks. I'm coming with a full clip. I'm sick of this bullshit. Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird. You don't forget shit like that. Or I don't. And the reason is because it's fucking amazing. That whole album is so fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you got there?
You
You
can
got,
say who that was, or
yeah, that was a Buck 65 song. I
Buck
believe.
65.
That song was called Skydiver, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skydiver.
Yeah.
By Buck 65.
Yeah. Great song. Great song.
So I wrote, I've got some jokes. Is it time
drop
for
it.
jokes?
It's joke
is it
time.
Joke time?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
Here, I'll do a Rodney Dangerfield one just to be the opening act
Okay.
for you.
All right. Covered
I shouldn't
jokes.
talk bad about my wife. She's attached to a machine that keeps her alive. The refrigerator.
Ah!
Rodney, so missed.
My wife is afraid of the dark, but now she's afraid of the light too because she saw me naked.
Oh, right. She saw me naked. Now she's afraid of the light. Yeah.
Yeah. Rodney
You
Dangerfield.
fucked up you botched his joke. You just
It's my
botched-
joke, dude. I
You just
made
botched
that
a
up.
legend's
That's
joke.
my voice. He still okay. So there we go. Now that there's no sports left for people to bet on, what do you think gamblers are going to be putting their wagers on? You got any ideas? Well,
No.
I don't know.
No.
I think they should all be ashamed of themselves for probably betting on solitaire because it's the only thing left.
That was a laugh.
It's the only safe sport, unless you're playing extreme solitaire, in which case don't forget your cup because we all know how that goes.
Extreme solitaire.
Right, yeah.
I have a confession. I have no fucking idea how to play solitaire.
Oh, have your wife teach you.
Okay.
Just watch her, but then don't try to play because you got to wait till she's done, or it's not solitaire anymore.
Some stuff's starting to make sense now.
So when Trump gets reelected for his third term, or like reappoints himself, or whatever you want to call that when it happens, we're going to need a new, more appropriate kind of currency. And I think we could just call it MAGA bucks, or just toilet paper. And it's worth whatever you can convince somebody it's worth.
Just like the value of Trump himself.
You can use your Trump paper to buy things like expired medical supplies or broken respirators. Maybe take a trip on one of his newly acquired cruise ships. All Democrats can sail for free on deep state cruises. It's bigly tremendous, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Oh, God, that's fucking hilarious. Deep state. I love how vague that is. That description, it's like almost as good as terrorism. It's just so broad and has no meaning. There's no definition.
None.
It's
Yeah,
like
for
whatever
sure.
your imagination comes up with, that's what it is.
A little over a month ago, Trump was being impeached. Remember that?
Of course. I listened to all of the hearings.
In a bold move during that, he hired one of O.J. Simpson's attorneys. He hired Alan Dershowitz.
That guy was a fucking hack.
I think he hired Dershowitz because Johnny Cochran was black. I mean, he's dead too, but with Trump, it's probably
Mostly
more the black thing. Yeah. He's like, hey, Dershowitz, did you bring the glove? This tiny glove doesn't fit on my giant hand.
If the glove don't fit, it's definitely gonna fit.
Yeah,
dude.
So that's jokes.
That was great.
There's my jokes.
No, I love the. Ow! Fuck, that ring is
Sorry,
huge.
dude. I've been working out. Just this hand, though. Don't ask.
Did you bring the glove? So great.
Yeah, I pictured him saying that in the trial, like he's like, "Hey, Dershy, Dershy."
Oh man, because it probably would fit. And by the way, I don't I don't know if you saw the we were talking about the comic Matt did today.
So wait, if the glove fits, does that mean that he killed Nicole Simpson?
It could possibly mean that, even if he was nowhere near the scene of the crime, because that's like how Americans do evidence now, is they just make it up without any evidence.
I think it's acceptable for us to just blame everything on him from here on anyway. So
hey, dude, he's the one who said the president's to fucking blame for everything wrong in the country. He's been saying that for the last 12 years.
Oh, but that was before. That was before he was president.
Right.
That doesn't. It's we're in a new dawn.
I know. I love it. I love it.
Era.
That's what I love too. That's what I was saying earlier. Like the stock market, right? And I'm not talking about like right now. Like a year ago, the stock market, it's down, and the president's saying, "No, that's good. Great time to invest. Not my fault. Stock market's up. See what I did?" Like, what the fuck? How stupid do you have to fucking be to believe that fucking guy?
I don't know. I've never really believed any of that rhetoric about job creation or the economy being directly related to who's in the White House. I'm sure it does, but I don't know. It's all
it doesn't.
just smoke and mirrors.
It is. There's no. You're right, James. There is zero evidence to support any argument that a politician affects job growth or industry.
You want to get more jobs? Get rid of lobbyists.
That's a whole different podcast.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like they claim that politicians, I did this, it creates jobs. We both know that's not how it works. Innovation creates jobs. That's why California,
right,
the bluest state in the union, is the world's 5th largest economy. World's.
Innovation.
California could buy and sell the remaining 49 states like tenfold. And that's the bluest state in the union because innovation creates jobs. Yeah. It's like, we lifted a regulation, we created jobs. That's the president's argument. And his supporters aren't saying what jobs. They're just saying, that sounds really good. I'm going with it. But if you're like, where are the jobs? There are no jobs. Lifting regulations doesn't create jobs.
No, it doesn't. Can we do a quick update too? Like, I want to know what you know about this $2 trillion stimulus that they're sending out to all the people, and they say that if you make a certain amount of money, it's all changed. It keeps changing. But their latest one was if you make less than $75,000 a year, they're going to give you $1,200. If there's 2 of you, if you're married, that's $2,400. But you have to make under $150, and then you get $500 per kid.
Right.
And then I heard like an interview with I'm gonna get this wrong. Rapanui, the soccer lady.
The girl who was made famous by talking shit about Trump and stuff.
Yes, she was interviewing Ocasio-Cortez, and it was a really good interview. And one of the things that they pointed out was that it's going to be 3 weeks from now before they send that money out. So I think like a lot of people don't know that. You should count on not getting a bunch of money super quick because they're going to draw this out for a while. So make plans.
I don't know. We're all struggling to get accurate information. So the information I got was from Cairo 7, which is a news station in Seattle.
Right? Yeah.
And what they said was that money would be direct deposited on the 6th to the accounts that you filed your taxes on in 2018.
Right. Yeah.
So it might be the what we're missing in that might be that physical checks might actually
okay.
take.
Yeah.
I'm saying might. Like,
I don't know.
I don't fucking know either.
I'll look
But,
into
like,
it more, but I don't.
Same here, but based on
I was
like
hoping you knew.
right, listening to what you said, that's kind of how I process that. Like that maybe direct deposits will begin on the 6th, and then if you're waiting for a check, well, it's snail mail.
Right.
So it's the mail always takes a long
Snail
time.
mail in a system that's lacking in employees right now.
Right,
So
and there's
things are taking a long time.
They're dealing with a lot of their own struggles with the Postal Service right now too, and yeah, they're not getting hazard pay. It's you know what? To end this podcast, everything that's happening right now is exposing the volatility that a lot of people have been
dealing with
and talking about for a long time. When we're talking about for-profit systems and stalling innovation to make money, and that's the American system. And what we're witnessing right now with our lack of ability to handle this pandemic is a result of that system.
And within that, as things kind of crumble a little bit, there's going to be opportunity to rebuild things in a better way too. So there's always that.
We'll prevail like motherfuckers. We always do. And the people who, I don't want to say this, but the people who are the people who fucking suck balls are going to suffer the worst. The people who are fucking selfish, self-interest, motherfucking self-glamorizing pieces of shit are the ones who are going to suffer the most. The richest, the hoarders, the people who fucking have no fucking inclination of any kind of I can't say the word.
Philanthropy?
Philanthropic work. How do you say that? Philanthropic, something like that. No inclination to
I believe it's
to help their
philanthropic.
neighbors are going to suffer the worst, is what I'm saying. People who are pieces of shit are going to get fucked. Those of us who are nice and help each other out, we're going to get through this, and I think everything at the end of the tunnel will be fine.
Nick's really pissed off right now.
I'm usually fucking pissed off about something. All right, we're hitting 40 minutes. We're done here.
End it with a pun. See you guys.
Late. Fuck, why am I sweating?